Hello, everybody. This is Stevie Ray, one half of the greatest tag team in all of professional wrestling. You are listening to WNS Podcast. Be there or be square.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Hebert, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Hebert.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 157 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're also on Twitter at WNS Podcast and for the main site, WN Source.
We're also
On that shit.
sorry.
You want me to say it? I'll say it.
Say it.
Stitcher by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast. And we're also apparently on player.fm. So go there. Available for all Android devices. You can download that app for free. But it's really cool. Really glad to be on
that
there.
website or whatever, because we just found that out since episode 27.
Yeah. Apparently.
So whoever did that, thank you. That's
Thanks.
cool.
Thanks for hooking us up. We appreciate it. So welcome to the show. Got a lot to talk about. Not only old school Raw, not only the announcement of the WWE Network, we also have an interview with half of Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray. It's going to be a great show. So kicking off, how you guys doing?
I'm doing better now.
Yeah? You
With
pumped?
the information
you
we just
pumped
learned.
for the network?
Yeah.
Suckers gots to know.
Oh my gosh.
It's I mean, we can, since it's still buzzing at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
WWE Network just got announced not too long ago. Very exciting stuff. It's not going to be an actual TV channel for those who are wondering. It's going to be more like Netflix, more like Hulu, where you can go online and you can check it out, or you can go on your smartphone devices.
Yeah.
You can go on your Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, a lot of
Roku.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Kindles as well. Just they're going to make it very accessible. A very reasonable price for the content that you're going to get. From our understanding, it's going to be $9.99 a month. And it's going to be available for the U.S. February 24th, a little bit later in 2014 or early 15 for the U.K. and other countries. Sorry about that. But,
I'm not sorry.
but
Come over here.
Fruit booties.
But apparently you have to confirm that you're going to do 6 months. It's sort of, you have to, go.
Don't mind that.
That's $60. And people were like, oh, $9.99 a month. That's kind of, that's $10 a month. That's quite a lot. But when you look at what you're going to
Tell
get,
them what's the deal, Daniel.
Who thinks it's a
hey,
lot?
there are people out there who might be saying, well, $10.99, it's not my budget. I just can't.
Hey,
If you have Netflix, if you have Hulu,
Yeah.
this is no different.
break it down. Tell them what's the deal, Daniel.
Okay,
No. What do you want to do? Like, do you want to argue value proposition because you just initiated value proposition argument?
Well, I mean, with anything new, because I for one, I don't have Netflix. I don't
either.
I don't have Hulu Plus.
I don't either. And you know what? I've never been really compelled to get either, other than the first time I felt compelled to pay for a subscription service like that is when I heard Marvel was going to be doing the shows through Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I ever even considered it. I never considered it because I'm a physical media guy.
Right.
But
And you could say, well, I could put my money elsewhere.
yeah, well, they sold me within 5 minutes of.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think the value proposition is like unbelievable. I think $10 a month, like I'm a pretty busy guy. I work and I have other things going on, but I wouldn't need cable. I could just subscribe to this and be completely fine.
Plus, all the pay-per-views. It's like, what? You order a pay-per-view these days, you get $50 or $60 a pay-per-view.
Say $40 per pay-per-view.
Okay.
Just as a random, I think there are 50 on average now, somewhere around there.
I think they're 55 for HD.
55. Okay. That is 6 months right there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get all WWE pay-per-views. including WrestleMania. You're going to be able to stream it online.
Yeah.
They're also going to add in past ECW, WCW, and WWE pay-per-views. So you're going to be getting all of that for $9.99 a month with the pay-per-views of current years.
Yeah.
So, Royal Rumble's coming around, you won't be able to watch that because it's in January and the network starts in February. But Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, everything that follows after that, you're going to get on this network.
They said also, did you already mention the shows for Raw, SmackDown?
They're going to have Raw and SmackDown pre-shows that you can watch. You'll still have to go to Sci-Fi and USA to watch Raw. You're going to have past episodes from past years of Raw, SmackDown, Nitro.
So they're not, I'm sorry to cut you off, they're not going to stream Raw and SmackDown?
From my understanding, I saw as much as you did, but the way that I took it was they'll say, okay, now you can switch over to the USA Network or something.
Still totally worth it.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But, because they still
I can't cut cable then. But
I would say that, USA Network is saying, well, we'll pay you this much money to stay on our channel.
Right.
Instead of going strictly to your network. Yeah, same with Sci-Fi. But you're going to get Raw and SmackDown of past years. Also Nitro. They're going to have the Raw and Nitro Wars, segments. You're going to get to watch NXT. You're going to get to watch Superstars. They're also going to have, a bunch of live content with their reality shows as well, like the Legends House, the Countdown.
I wonder if they're going to do anything with Total Divas, or they should probably leave that on E. I don't know.
They might show like repeats or something like that, but I think E the same with Raw and SmackDown, saying, hey, you're drawing in some good ratings, so we don't want you to leave. But all that for $9.99 a month, that's chump change.
That's definitely a deal.
Yeah, and
if you also said if you also subscribe like the week of, I think you get a week free.
Yeah, something like that. Or they're gonna have a trial week for those who had the I think it was 24/7 on demand. I think that's what they get. I'm not sure, but
if I understood correctly, if you take them at their word, they have 24/7 live programming.
Yeah,
and on top of that, on demand, all the options on demand,
which is just huge,
mind-boggling.
Yeah,
to run a network. Most networks aren't 24/7. You get to that infomercial shit in the, and of course they may have some kind of like bullshit programming.
Yeah, they'll.
Did you say they also have some? What I've understand is they're gonna have some live shows, like they're gonna like talk about stuff or whatever. Like
like they're gonna have their countdown shows, their WrestleMania rewinds and all that. And like Doug said, it'll be live 24/7, which. From what I've been watching in the way that they've been doing their documentaries on certain wrestlers, like that would be a good thing to show, like during those late night hours. Be like, oh, coming up next, the Mick Foley, the most recent one that came out. Oh, coming up next is the CM Punk Best in the World documentary, and stuff like that.
That's great and fine and good, but like what souls me is like when they start talking about complete years of Raw and SmackDown. When they start talking about all the pay-per-views,
over 100,000 hours worth of content,
and the fact that they're supposed to continue to add to all this legacy footage, which is great. Like what I want to see is like all the territories that they bought up, all the footage that they own.
WCCW,
I want that on demand. Like I want to be able to go through that.
Which I don't know if that will be there when it first started, but they've mentioned a few things that are going to be there, and they're going to keep on putting more things on there. So
if we're to take them at their word, like if they deliver on what they said in the announcement, then it's a no-brainer. I don't see how you could not justify.
That's definitely a deal, and I hope that's definitely a deal, and I hope that they like later on down the line like don't super jack it up.
Maybe I can understand maybe some people live in a part of the country where you don't get great internet speed. I can see that maybe, but if you've got like tolerable internet, I don't see how you can not get this.
And like I said, you have to commit to the first 6 months, I believe, which is $60, the price of one pay-per-view or one phone bill.
Yeah.
That's
how many pay-per-views.
$60
for every pay-per-view that's going to happen this year for WWE. That in itself is saving money.
For me personally, that's insane. Like value proposition. I can't. If you're a fan of not even professional wrestling. If you're just a fan of the WWE, well, I mean, even especially if you're a fan of just the WWE, obviously, but I don't think you can get a better like value proposition. That's for what you're paying a month. Like, what could you couldn't expect more? I mean,
I feel like you have nothing to lose. I mean, it's great if you're a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm. If you're one of those diehard wrestling fans who's like, you know what, I'm tired of the product they have now. I wish I could just go back and relive the Attitude Era. There are so many people out there that are asking for that. Well, there you go. You've got it.
And all the stuff they're going to show, or a lot of stuff they're going to show their library, they don't have that on DVD.
Yeah. Like all these best ofs and stuff that you like, and they're like, "Oh, why
stuff
didn't
here and there?"
Yeah,
the Raw, whatever, the 20th thing you just got.
Yeah,
that was episodes, but you can do. Hey, this episode, I'm going to watch the next one for the next week and the next one.
Or man, I wish they would. I wish they would show the Raw that I actually attended. 6 years ago. Well, there you go. Just remember what date it was.
Yeah,
and go and watch it.
Fudge yeah.
So pretty exciting times for the WWE Network.
A lot of people on the internet is like, shut up and take my money.
Yes, definitely. So, if you're listening to this, let us know. Is the WWE Network going to be your next big purchase in February? Are you going to order it? If not, let us know why. Sometimes times are tough, money's tough, and must go online with your parents' permission and all that. Yeah, we'd like to hear back, and And
we're not fools. We understand that, people and businesses promise things that they don't always deliver on. So what we're saying is if they deliver what they promise.
Mm-hmm. And, you have to also keep in mind that, whenever they first get launched, there's going to be a few bugs. There's those first few days, maybe even a week or so. So you have to, bear in mind with that as well. But yeah, overall, if this goes through to fruition the way that they're talking it up, it's going to be very exciting times. We're going to be losing a lot of sleep watching this stuff. We're going to lose track of days.
I mean, it's a total game changer. It's it's a total game changer. I don't know, it's revolutionary.
It's very cool. So, all in all, you guys think that they met expectations with their groundbreaking announcement?
I think it is groundbreaking. I mean, honestly, I think it is groundbreaking.
Okay. I didn't know the price or whatever, and I wasn't thinking, because I wanted it to be on television, and stuff. Yeah, you can do that, but before they even said the price and all the stuff you could do, I was like, I don't know about that, because I was like, a lot of people do stuff on the internet, but once they said the price and it's interactive, I mean, you can switch and do this, and I was like, I'm sold. Yeah, definitely, and they're right what they said on there. More people are, what's the word for it? They do stuff on the internet. But heck yeah.
More interactive.
Yeah, more interactive.
So, really good stuff. We'd love to hear back from you. Let us know if the WWE Network is going to be something you'll be ordering here soon. So, but we do have lots more to talk about. We're going to kick things off with Old School Raw. The first time they did this, it was great. Then they did it, I think they did it last year, and I was like, I don't know if they should do this yearly, bi-yearly kind of thing. Make it special. But this one I felt was really good. They had a lot of old stars from the past.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was bad as the past.
Yeah. I thought the first one that they did was...
Some things are cheesy or whatever, but there were certain, people and what they did. I was like, that's cool to see them. And
yeah. So it was really good. We kicked things off with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, coming out, talking just really good stuff. Happy to be back there. He was interrupted by Randy Orton. Talks to him saying, hey, I've got all the respect for you in the world. You were the one who gave me my start, essentially. But I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Otherwise, things are going to get bad. And, basically telling Flair that, Orton is better than Flair ever was, and all kinds of craziness. Cena comes out, defends him. I felt like this segment was going to lead to something, but it didn't.
See, I thought this is if you want Batista to return, I figure this is where you bring Batista in.
Yeah.
They play the Evolution card, and then they're like, Batista's the guy who comes out and defends Flair.
Well,
I feel like that's how you...
Didn't they say he's returning next week?
No, the 24th or something.
The 20th.
20th, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know the fuck.
I thought it was in the teens.
No, it'd be the 20th. So, but yeah, you know, I mean, why not? You know, on Old School Raw, why not have that Evolution, you know, clash, if you will? But like I said, it fell kind of flat because Cena comes out, defends Flair, and says, "Oh, you want to make a move? Then go ahead." And Orton walks away, and that's it. And we don't see Orton or Cena the rest of the night. You know, they wrestled the dark match after Raw, but you know, the viewers did not get to see them.
Well, I mean, that's, I don't know. I didn't mind that part of it. I thought Cena was like pretty decent right here, and I didn't mind that. Well, what bothered me was the way that they so quickly transitioned from. I felt like they were smart enough to be like, okay, well, we acknowledge our history, and we're like, okay, we're friends. Like, it's not like a strictly like healing out thing on Orton's part. But they transitioned from that really quickly to the healing out. It was almost like unnatural. He's like, "Oh, we're old friends. I respect you. You gave me my start. Now get the fuck out of my ring." Like, no, even assholes act like that. You know? I don't know. It felt really weird and unnatural, I guess I would think. But other than that, I was fine. Flair was great. I mean, like Flair, fuck, can still. I still rather see Flair talk than just about anybody.
What was that thing? Recently, he did a speech in front of
the 49ers. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did actually. I watched it.
Nope.
I mean, it was fine. He was talking about the history.
I saw the beginning part, like when he walked in, everyone went nuts.
Yeah.
Like
that cracked me up. That's something that I really liked. Is like, you know, no matter how much people talk about wrestling in a negative sense or anything, you know, probably 90% of the people who were in that room knew who he was. Yeah. And that's something that's really cool because it's like, you know, they grew up during that big wrestling phase. They know who's walking through that door. And, you know, it was cool that it meant something to them. And it wasn't like just, oh, who's this guy, you know, coming to talk to us and give us an inspirational speech. But, you know, he did the whole, you know, you're going to be limousine riding, jet flying, for those who aren't married, kiss stealing. You know, it was really funny. And he was talking about how he was a fan of the 49ers, and he was like, man, y'all win this week. Next week you are coming to my hometown of Charlotte. And, you know, So it was really neat to see.
One little like attention to detail thing I'd like to point out that I enjoyed was that most of the time Orton wears both belts over the same shoulder, and he always has the WWE title on top. Mm-hmm. But for the old school, I like I'm gonna say it was intentional and like a nice little attention to detail, but who knows? But the World Heavyweight Championship was on top of the WWE, and I thought that was like a nice little. If it was,
this is mine now.
Well, no. Like, it's the older title. It's the more throwback title. So He put the older title on top. It's like the more old school belt.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was done intentionally, I would say that was.
And you could also say that you know, Ric Flair, that was the title that Flair went after.
Right.
You know, and held numerous times. So that could be sort of an homage to him as well. Good eye on that one.
I mean, I'm not wrong. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong. He usually has the WWE one.
You were correct, because I was, you know, I didn't make a note of it, but I remember seeing, you know that he had the nameplate, and I was like, oh, he's got the Randy Orton nameplate on the World Heavyweight title, but you know the WWE Championship doesn't have a nameplate; they just use those side plates. Yeah, but yeah, good eye on that one.
I'd like to think it was on purpose.
Yeah. Maybe just one of those backstage. Oh, check this out. I'm gonna go out like this. So, but yeah, that takes us into the first matchup. We got to see Rey Mysterio teaming up with the Usos to go against Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Daniel Bryan. So he's coming out now with the Wyatt family. He's officially joined them, I guess. I don't know. It's just it's still kind of odd to see, especially since his character just dropped it, and now he's full on in their gimmick and their gear, and
it seemed like, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I mean, I like the part where he was just vicious.
Yeah,
he seemed vicious.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, like Tyler said during the matchup, he showed more aggression. What did you think, Doug?
Well, he certainly looks the part. Yeah. I find it funny that they just have I like that they just have like extra jumpsuits laying around for him to get into. But he certainly fits in like aesthetically, but I don't know. I think it's still he didn't wrestle as a heel. He just wrestled like really aggressively. So I mean, I think it's still like remains to be seen if he's just playing them or what.
I don't know if there was something that to me that some got pointed out, but I don't know if they're gonna work on it or show
Make
more
something of it.
Or yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When he was about to fight, and then Harper tagged himself in. He was like going like that. And
Yeah, trying to point direction
and all that stuff. And I don't know. You know, he could play like, oh, it's his fault why we're losing. Or I don't know.
Yeah, he could try and drive a wedge between Wyatt and Harper.
Yeah.
They were playing it up like his name was like they made it seem like he was going to come out as like Daniel Wyatt or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't.
Yes,
because nobody else has the last name Wyatt. It's not. It's not like Luke Wyatt and Eric Wyatt. It's like, so why would he have to get?
Yeah.
Daniel Wyattson. But Rey Mysterio and the Usos do end up getting the victory, showing dysfunction in the Wyatt family.
And afterwards, they all got in there and beat up on all three.
Yeah. So next up, we got to see Big E Langston, who while he was walking to the ring, walked past was it Nikolai Volkov, also Ted DiBiase and IRS.
Man.
Yeah. So that was they had a lot of stars there, which I really like seeing.
IRS, man, are you going to join the Wyatt family?
Like father, like son. But I felt it was kind of weird that he's Big E Langston's just walking down a hall and there's Nikolai Volkov singing.
I feel like that was like WWE does as a cheap way to get him in.
It was a little hokey, but the whole episode is to have fun. And Ted DiBiase is just like, oh, hey you, everyone's got a price.
Hanging out with Oksana.
And then IRS says, hey, don't forget to pay your taxes. So
okay,
yeah, but
hey, it's getting close.
It's nothing to like dwell on. It was just something I noticed. But Big E Langston goes up against Curtis Axel with Ryback of all people on commentary. Cole was certainly hitting him with the hard questions, like where did y'all come up with the name of Rybaxel?
What was that part where like JBL was defending him, Ryback, and then Ryback turned on JBL, and then after that he had just praised him, and I don't know.
I didn't really listen to much of what Ryback was saying. But I felt like the match was, while it was short, it was a good match. Going back to what Doug has said in the past about Big E Langston, once he drops the straps,
it's over.
The end is near. And it does go back to the older days of wrestling where they do something like that, and it's supposed to represent the end of the match is coming. It gets the crowd excited. It gets them pumped up.
My WWE 2K14 is predicted maybe a future feud because in feuding right now in my game is Big E Langston with the title versus Ryback.
Oh,
so it looks like, could we see something?
It looks like we might. You never know. But Doug, what did you think about Big E and Curtis Axel and possible Ryback feud?
I really didn't care for this match, and I really do not care to see Ryback and Big E. That's not a feud that I'm interested in.
Okay. All right. So next up, we got to see Piper's Pit with the members of the Shield, and then Piper comes out and wants to seemingly drive the wedge even further between the Shield, showing the cracks, and they're trying to defend themselves, saying, "Oh, you're just jealous that Dean Ambrose has been a better U.S. champion than you ever were, and we're all good, and we're all the best, and Roman's not better than all of us." And they were getting ready to attack Roddy Piper, and CM Punk and the New Age Outlaws came and provided backup.
Oh, you didn't know.
So, but I felt the segment was fine. How about you guys?
Yeah, Roman Reigns looked really good in this. He was sitting off like to the back to himself, like I guess like visibly like selling the wedge or whatever between them, and he didn't have much to say until Piper went up to talk to him and asked him if he thought he was the best or whatever, and just the way that like the like quiver that he had like in his cheeks whenever he was
Yes.
talking to him. It's not like it wasn't like overly done like a lot of guys will like overact and oversell. It was really subtle, but it was noticeable just enough, and it was like it just came across really well. And just like the way he's like, if you ever touch me again, I'll break your old ass in half. And I don't know, like I'm solidly behind. I'm not as sold on Roman in the ring as I think a lot of people seem to think he's gonna be okay. I think he's okay, but he certainly has presence, and he certainly has that like.
He still has a little bit to go.
Yeah, in the ring, he's not there yet in the ring. He's really not, but he's got a lot of charisma. He's got a lot of presence, and that will carry him through until he can improve, I guess.
I missed most of it. I came in when New Age Outlaws was chasing off.
Yeah, but all in all, I felt like Piper did a great job at doing what he does. They told the story very well. But the next matchup we got to see Alberto Del Rio returning. He's been out for a few weeks. Wasn't like a concussion, I think. I know Dolph is out now with a concussion that he suffered at the hands of Ryback during the Superstars taping, and Ryback's been getting a lot of slack for that.
That's why he's with Curtis Axel. No.
Yeah, no.
He hasn't won a match in like 3 years.
Yeah, at least on pay-per-view. But
no, pretty much hasn't run any.
Yeah, pretty much. He's pretty much screwed. So, but yeah, Alberto Del Rio returns to face Sin Cara. This was another pretty short match. Yeah, Sin Carico, but I don't know, Kunico.
I don't know. Do you like the idea of maybe having a Batista Del Rio feud? I think it'll be a fresh matchup and pretty neat.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. It'd probably be a good way for Batista to, shake off some ring rust. But we'll see. But Del Rio ended up defeating Sin Cara rather quickly, and he announced that he's going to enter the Royal Rumble and he's going to eliminate Batista. So, like
he wasn't around when Batista was around. Yes? No,
I don't believe so. And I think it was said that Batista even tweeted something like, "Who's Alberto Del Rio?" Like,
I saw interview with Batista. I don't know how far back it was, but it was
the thing about it is like, who the fuck is Batista though? I mean, like Batista wasn't like on Cena's level. Who the hell is he to be like saying he was like a number 2 guy or he was like a 2 or 3 guy? He was never like the man.
Yeah.
It's not like The Rock saying, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's fine when The Rock or Cena says, "Who the fuck are you?" because they are, like, the face, But, like, Batista was never the guy. Who the fuck is he to say, who the fuck is anybody else?
He was always the guy behind Cena, behind Orton, behind Triple H.
Right.
No, there was a time period where I kind of felt, long time ago, where maybe Orton and Batista were on the same level a little bit, but Orton outshined him.
I mean, I know it's like storyline driven stuff. He didn't I know it's not him personally saying like whatever. I'm just saying like that rings so false for me because he was never the man enough to say who the fuck is anybody else.
Yeah. But
sorry, what I was saying a while ago is I saw him interview. I don't know how far back, but it was some MMA show where they were interviewing him and all this stuff, and they were talking to him, and it was like the differences between wrestling and MMA. He was talking all that stuff, and he goes, if he goes back, he would like to go against Brock.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. And I think that's pretty heavily penciled in to actually happen, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Wait, are you mean like in a shoot fight?
No, in wrestling.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a shoot fight. I was like, can you hear me rolling my eyes?
He said clearly wrestling.
Something where, we know there's going to be a winner and I'm not going to get knocked out. No offense to Batista. I'm sure that, he can handle his own.
I don't have any beef with Batista, but Brock's a different motherfucker.
Yeah. So Del Rio ends up getting the victory, claiming that he will be the winner of the Royal Rumble, which I like because they need to start focusing on the Royal Rumble match, I feel like that's something that's been missing the past couple of years where they don't come out and say, I'm going to be the one who wins. This is my chance to prove myself to all these people.
Which title are you going after?
Yes.
Both.
I'm going after the Intercontinental Championship. And that's something that leads me to question things. Like, what are they going to do for the Elimination Chamber? I mean,
my thing is, if Brock is the de facto number one contender, why are you doing an Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
Because if he's de facto number one contender, they have their match at the February pay-per-view. Why do they have an Elimination Chamber at all? Especially now that they only have one title, there's no need for Elimination Chamber.
Exactly. You know? So
why would you have one? They're having one because they have a poster with
unless
Stephanie
they change it
Yeah.
up or whatever.
They have a poster with Stephanie standing behind it.
Yeah.
They're having one.
So winner of the Royal Rumble goes on to WrestleMania to face champion. Brock Lesnar saying, well, whoever wins at the Royal Rumble, I'm facing at Elimination Chamber.
I don't know if
for the title.
I don't know if you noticed, this is a little detail. Heyman keeps on saying, was it self-proclaimed, or what did they say it?
Yeah, the self-proclaimed number one contender. And if anyone wants to say anything otherwise, step up.
I don't know if they're going to challenge that, or why is he saying that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Eat.
Is there something
sleep.
there? We don't know.
Yeah. Conquer. Repeat.
So what match do you do in the Elimination Chamber?
I have no idea.
You could do, I don't know if it means anything, but
a
the
Divas
Intercontinental
match.
No.
U.S.? Intercontinental U.S.?
Tag team match, playa.
The NXT Championship.
Like this is where the conflict lies of having the two titles or two titles into one now.
They're just not going to have those types of matches. They're going to have, like, I guess Brock versus the winner in a cage match or something.
I think it's more of a symptom of the problems of having gimmick pay-per-views that you feel like you have to continue. Then I think it's more of a problem of that than a problem of bringing the titles together, because
they've dug themselves in a hole right now.
They haven't dug themselves in a hole. They just have to say, hey, we don't. They changed pay-per-view names just less than 6 months ago. They changed the pay-per-view name and concept. Just drop it. Don't do the fucking Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
I know that it looks cool and people like it, but you
put some meaning behind it. Don't just say, oh, well, it's February, time to roll out the Elimination Chamber.
I think it loses its place if you only have one title, because to me, the Rumble winner gets the fucking shot at Mania.
Yes.
I don't care.
And then whoever wins at the Elimination Chamber faces the other champion.
Unless they kind of screw Brock over and
but I'm saying, like, they only have one belt. So for me, like, the Rumble winner gets the shot.
Yes.
There's no other belt. There's no other. There's no reason to have a Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Normally they had that to determine who would face the other champion. So, like, the winner of the Rumble will say, oh, I would go and face for the World Heavyweight Championship. Then they would have the Elimination Chamber saying, well, the winner of this is facing the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. So now what do you do when there's only one championship? Do they say, oh, we're just going to have a triple threat match? Or, which I think is also talks of speculation of having.
Interesting to see what they're going to do.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Change the pay-per-view name, no concept.
Yeah. Or stop getting...
It's called Explosion.
Get rid of like Doug said, get rid of, like, gimmicky pay-per-views. Just have the gimmicks have meaning. Like, let it be the blow-off, not, oh, we're just going to have this match, and then on Raw we're going to have the blow-off match, but it's going to be a one-on-one match. Or, oh, it's TLC, the blow-off. No, we're going to have the rematch at the Royal Rumble, traditional one-on-one, pinfall or submissions only.
Yeah.
Like, the hell?
We'll see.
We will see. But backstage, we got to see Dana Bryan and the Wyatt family arguing with one another, saying, you know, I've been tag champions, unlike you guys. You know, I know what it's like to work like with a monster. That's why I joined you guys, to help you guys, and so y'all can help me. You know, so let me tag up with you, and let me tag up with you. And Bray said, nope, you're going to tag with me next week. That pretty much it. Anything else to add from that? This will be his chance to take out Bray Wyatt, saying, I was waiting for this moment, one-on-one with you, playa.
You motherfucker.
Yeah. So, no, that's probably not going to happen. But anyways.
If so, that's such a hot shot of the angle. Like, I don't know why they would even do it.
Yeah.
He just wanted to get an opportunity alone with Bray. That's what it is. Anyways, the next matchup we got to see Cody Rhodes and Goldust going up against the Real Americans. Another solid match from these guys. Just really good stuff. Cody Rhodes and Goldust got the victory. But I felt like this should have, or could have been a good time for the Real Americans to get a victory over the champs. Maybe to, lead into a tag team match for the pay-per-view or something.
I would have been fine with that, but this match was so fucking good.
Yeah.
How good was this?
Very.
Yeah.
So fucking.
Yeah.
So fucking.
That's how good it was.
Yeah.
So just
No, all jokes aside, this was excellent. This was very good.
So, just I don't know what it is. These guys have just been like so steady with top-notch matches over the past few months. It's just
Goldust has been superb
phenomenal
since his return. He's been so fucking good. Cesaro's been so fucking good all year. Those are two of the top 5 guys in the Fed, Cesaro and Goldust, as far as match quality all year. And they're fucking in tag team matches against each other. And they're just delivering.
Cesaro was going to say with Swagger, I think eventually I wish for them to get the titles.
Yeah.
Tag titles.
Yep. And, the thing is right now, it's like you see so many tag teams in the WWE, and you're like, man, they should get a tag team run. Man, these should get a tag team run. But
have I missed it, or where's been Los Matadores?
Backstage, superstars, who knows? They've kind of fallen off a little bit. Yeah. The Usos, there's a team that works really well. It's just you only have one champion group, so what can you do? But yeah, really good stuff from all the people involved in that matchup. Next, we got a backstage segment with DDP.
I was gonna make a sneaking match, sneaking joke about them, but
Sneaking, go for it.
No, it's gone.
Hey, it's okay.
Do it.
I was just gonna make a joke about them sneaking off of TV, but like it's kind of
snuck across the border of our TV.
They snuck to the back out of the
Yeah.
TV.
There you go. So next up, we got to see DDP talking with Booker T, 2 of our former guests on the show, which is really cool.
Yoga?
Yeah, Booker T Yoga, and Ron Simmons he's at a loss for all but one word. Bam! So there you go.
By the way, I got my DDP Yoga.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna pick back up on it.
Yeah.
Cool deal. I need to start doing that again. So next up, we got to see a You Pick the Special Referee match between Damian Sandow and the Great Khali with Rajan Singh. Very cool to see him again, dancing, I guess. And the fans picked Sergeant Slaughter as the special referee. Yeah, Great Khali ended up getting the victory over Sandow, but Sandow's foot was on the rope, and Sergeant Slaughter danced. So, big whoop. Anything to really add from there?
Nope.
No.
I thought they were gonna go with
I thought Slaughter was going to punch Rajan.
No. I didn't think they were gonna go with Slaughter. I thought they were gonna go with who else was it? It was Slaughter, Backlund, and who was the third guy?
Arn Anderson.
Anderson. Enforcer.
Okay, no, I didn't think they were gonna go with Arn. I wanted them to go with Arn, but I didn't think they were.
Yeah. So, oh well, what can you do? And what I loved about that is like whenever they had the backstage segment where they announced it, Bob Backlund looked completely disinterested, or he looked pissed off at Brad Maddox. Arn Anderson looked like he was confused, like he magically got transported there, because like he said, Arn Anderson. The camera cuts to him. He goes, "Huh? Like
You come shoot this."
Yeah, pretty much. He was like, "What am I doing?"
Standing back here, y'all. Y'all are here for old school. Just get in front of the camera and
He's like, "What am I doing
do
here?"
something.
Earn your payday.
Yeah. So just
Well, they're all. I mean, he's an agent, so he's on staff anyway.
yeah, we need you on hand. So next up, we got to see the Bella Twins going up against Alicia Fox and Oksana. Another short matchup in which Oksana gets a victory again.
I think Alicia Fox looked damn good.
Yeah,
I say that.
she does. She's a good-looking gal.
Yeah.
I was reminded how god awful Oksana's theme music is. That saxophone, like porno music.
Hear that? Then let her talk in a microphone.
The LA Noir type music, and just.
Hey, don't speak ill of the woman who brought us Antonio Cesaro.
Antonio Cesaro. So, but yeah, Oksana ends up getting the victory, which, like I posted on the Facebook page, by rule, she should get a title shot now. Yeah. She has 2 victories. So that should put her in the running with the way they've been running things. Next up, we got to see Too Cool, the reunion of Too Cool, Rikishi, Grandmaster Sexay, and Scotty 2 Hotty going up against 3MB.
Like, I guess, Doug said he didn't mind what 3MB was doing, but, like, I felt like I wanted them to win, And like, it's a new year, it's new attitude and all that stuff. And
Yeah, they had that video before the match.
I was like, yeah, let 3MB win this. Nope.
No, who thought 3MB was winning this? This was like a
I didn't think so. I wanted to.
Okay.
I wanted them. I didn't think that.
Like, just let them win once.
It's a nostalgic match. I know. It was fun. It was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I was cool with it.
And they got to dance. The dance that I did, that I lost to the little girl, whatever.
Booyah.
So Rikishi, Grandmaster Sexay, Scotty 2 Hotty end up defeating 3MB, baby. Next up, we got to see The Godfather bringing out his legends. All the legends for a nice lineup, but then we got some bad news from Bad News Barrett.
Introduced them all the legends.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. He's going to forget all of them. I feel like this Bad News Barrett character could have potential, but the way they've been doing it is just awful. I'm sorry. I'm just not enjoying it. Like, I felt like if you would try and say something and be serious about it, but it be in a comedic manner, I think it might get over with the crowd a little bit more. But I don't know. What are y'all's takes on this whole Bad News Barrett thing?
I think it's a dead end. I mean, the guys got saddled with shitty gimmick after shitty gimmick. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like every time I see him, I'm like, what's going to happen?
What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know how much input he has or whatever, but
Probably
it's like
none at this point. He must have pissed somebody off.
It was reported online that Chris Jericho's like, what's going on? This guy has so much talent. And
Well, he's just saying that because he was his rookie. From NXT.
They got to know each other.
NXT Season 1.
I guess. They got to know each other.
But anyways, next up we got to see the New Age Outlaws come out, cut their classic promos. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Just really cool stuff.
I still enjoy that. I know people think it's cheesy, but I've always liked them since
Tag team
I know they're older and all that stuff, but like when I was younger, like I loved them. I loved those guys.
And it's one of those things, like, that whenever you were watching in those days that you said it along with them.
But it wasn't back in the day. It's like I didn't really care for the other members of DX. I cared for those two guys.
It was their hype at the beginning. They got you hyped up. Mm-hmm. So it's really good.
Even in like a nostalgic, feel good, like kind of thing like this, JBL takes the opportunity to shit on what's in the ring, talking about Billy Gunn being blown up. And yes, he was blown up, but why the fuck? Why do you need to shit on that? I don't know.
He has to get himself over.
He does. It's sometimes JBL's okay, but other times.
Guess what, Cole? I'm better than you.
Yeah.
That's their dynamic as like partners.
Yeah,
but
each other, not all the time through the whole show.
He takes every opportunity to shit on him.
What's up?
I don't know. I guess someone likes that.
Like, why? I'm tired of them like telling me I'm tired of them telling me things are stupid. I'm tired of them pointing out mistakes.
JBL talk about Rick Ross.
If the voices of your company are fucking shitting on your product, why would I give a fuck?
Right.
Like, stop those guys from shitting all over everything. I don't know who think that's a good idea.
Yep.
And I suppose it is a possibility that it's fed into them through their earpiece, but that's a stupid fucking idea. Stop shitting on everything in the fucking ring.
Absolutely. I completely agree. It's just
if you can't fucking take your own product seriously, don't expect me to take it seriously.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So, but the New Age Outlaws decide to introduce CM Punk to take us into the main event. Roman Reigns going up against CM Punk. The Shield in Roman Reigns' corner. The New Age Outlaws in CM Punk's corner. I thought this was a pretty good matchup. I felt like the tag match between Cody Rhodes and the Real Americans, and Goldust, that was probably the match of the night. But this one is a pretty solid second. Just really good work. You could see in the matchup where Roman Reigns still isn't completely ready to take that big leap into the stardom world. He still has a little bit of work to go, but it's not bad. Whenever he's made a lot of progress in the first year that he's been in on Raw and on SmackDown and all that. So it's definitely noticeable that he has improved. But I felt like this matchup was pretty solid. How about you guys?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I thought it was solid. It was fun.
Tyler?
Not bad.
Yeah. So the match, as they tend to do, they break down. Shield gave a little bit of help to let Roman Reigns get the victory over CM Punk, and then they were getting ready to attack. And Jake the Snake Roberts decides to return.
It's like, oh snap!
Yes, definitely.
I was just happy to see him. Just from the progress and stuff all he's made through DDP Yoga and through that house that he was in. Mm-hmm. So get back on the scene, and
he looks great.
Yes,
it was a definite exciting moment. The crowd was into it. The internet blew up. Mm-hmm. And what was really interesting is that I've been seeing some of the stories that he's been posting, for the past several months. He's been training and all that. He's like, I just want to get in the Rumble. I just want to get to the 2014 Royal Rumble. That's all I want to do. That is my mission. That is the payoff for all the hard work that I've been putting into it. This is what I want. And, over the past few weeks, he had been responding saying, I don't think it's going to happen.
Swerve.
He's like, if it happens, great. If not, it wasn't meant to be. I haven't been contacted by the WWE. So I don't know if this was a swerve or if it was sort of DDP saying, "Oh, okay, well, I'll be there, but you got to bring Jake on too."
Yeah.
Because he's been doing a really good job. He's stopped drinking, stopped doing the drugs. He's lost weight. He's definitely improved his life. And for the fans to react the way that they did, giving him such a huge ovation, chanting DDT, just really good stuff. Really glad to see him.
What type of snake was that?
It looked like I don't know.
That thing doesn't bite?
No.
I was about to say, I was like, careful.
Yeah, I think it might have been like a python.
Like this?
I want to, no, not like your arm. But brings out Damien and dumps it over Dean Ambrose, who,
That's not Damien.
It wasn't?
That snake's not still alive. Come on, man.
Well, they were saying on Raw.
They would change the name of the snake, like when he got new snakes and stuff. So there's no way it's still Damien.
Well, I heard JBL. He was like, "It's a new and improved Damien."
Oh, well, maybe he did.
Maybe they're going with Damien 2.0 or something. Right. But yeah, Dean Ambrose ended up taking the GTS.
It's like saying if Coco Beware got a new
parrot.
That's not fucking Frankie. That bird is dead.
Hey,
Frankie.
Those birds can live a long time.
Matilda's dead. Frankie's dead. Damien's dead.
They're all alive and well.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
It's okay. Be strong.
WWE Pet Heaven.
Be strong. But yeah, so Dean Ambrose eats the GTS and is laid out in the center of the ring.
You cracked a big smile when he had the snake.
He was smiling so hard.
I was like, that's fucking weird. Why would I would not be smiling about that fucking snake.
But it's Jake the Snake Robert. Yeah, it's one of those like kid in me cannot help but smile moments. But
still, there's a big ass fucking snake on me.
You got your eyes closed. Just to,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Just remember
Let him lick you.
Just remember, Jake, it's PG, as CM Punk said. But just a great moment to see.
Well, he smiled, and then Jake was like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker." Then he was like doing it. He was like flopping it in his face,
right from between his legs. I think that's what caused CM Punk to say, "Hey, we're PG now. We don't do stuff like that."
I didn't
anymore.
hear that.
Oh man, yeah, it was definitely mic'd up to where you could hear him say it.
One thing to go back, and I was texting you during that match or whatever, just something stupid to point out. But I always try to point out.
Come on!
I know he's loud, but it seems like the mics definitely pick him up and
come on, Roman!
I sent him a text and I was like, every time I hear him yell or do whatever, I think of you doing your impression, and it makes me laugh.
Come on, Roman, beat him!
So, I can't help but to laugh every time I hear him. Yeah. I'm not trying to make fun of him. It's just, yeah.
But all in all, I think Raw, old school Raw, however you want to say it. It was very enjoyable. Great to see Jake the Snake back. Great to see all those legends back. Just a very enjoyable show. Good for nostalgia's sake. So
look, I'm seeing on Facebook from I guess in the staff forum, I guess some of the reporters are saying that WWE gave out WWE branded Apple TVs to
All right.
to all the people that were in attendance of the thing.
That's
so
cool.
I guess it's gonna be on Apple TV too.
Nice.
They have Roku, Apple, and I'm assuming if they have Roku and Apple, then I don't know.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I want to go to one of those shows where they just give out free stuff. Lucky bastards. But anyways, old school Raw, very enjoyable, good for nostalgia's sake. So, good times.
You're listening to a special interview segment for the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Okay, folks, joining us on the show this week, a former 10-time WCW Tag Team Champion, also a WCW Television Champion, one half of Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray. Mr. Ray, welcome to the show.
How you guys doing? Appreciate having me.
We certainly appreciate you coming on the show. You're going to be appearing at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling this Saturday at 16511 Diana Lane in Houston, Texas, out at the Clear Lake Sports and Recreation Center. Main event's going to be Gustavo Mendoza versus The Pride in a steel cage match where the loser must leave ROW. Also scheduled to appear Abel Andrew Jackson, the brothers Lockhart, Kelly Kevin, the Samoan Beast, and special guest Rob Van Dam. Now, Stevie, you actually made a special appearance at Christmas Chaos back in December, where you were part of you were the special enforcer during the Samoan Beast and Steel match. And for those who have seen the match, there were people claiming that you had sort of a fast count in favor of the Samoan Beast. Would you care to respond to those comments?
I don't know why people would say that was a fast count. I mean, if you read the rules and regulations of officiating a wrestling match, everything was in the right criteria.
Okay. And during the show, you were joined on commentary after your special announcement got cut short. You claimed that you are a great evaluator of young talent and that you're returning to Reality of Wrestling to be sort of a form of consultant. Is the Samoan Beast one of your clients, or what's going on there?
No, I don't have any clients as yet, but I think the Beast is the kind of talent that ROW really needs to put the rocket on, and I think this guy has a great future. Okay,
is there anyone else in the ROW locker room that you kind of have your eye on that maybe you'd like to take under your wing?
Well, my consulting abilities have a broad range, and they're open to anyone.
Going into your career a little bit, you debuted back in 1989 at Ivan Putski's Western Wrestling Alliance and retired in the early 2000s. Looking back through all the matches and the championships won, any fond memories, any favorable stories?
Oh, yeah. I mean, man, we had a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. I don't know if you guys are getting it. I'm getting a little reverb from my phone here, but I'll try to continue. My most fun memories in wrestling was global. The Global Wrestling Federation, where we were multiple tag team champions. I was the global heavyweight champion at one time. And, man, we had so much fun. I remember those days better than WCW days.
Very cool. What were your memories of working with Sister Sherry Martel during your Harlem Heat days?
Oh, man, those were some great times, man. I mean, me, Sherry, my brother, we went up and down the highways and entertained the people all over the country. And those were some great days. I mean, tag team wrestling was coming back, and Harlem Heat was a big part of tag team wrestling coming back with Sherry. I don't think there's ever been a threesome like that in the tag team business with our swagger and the way we carried ourselves, the way our attire, the way we related to Sherry. That was unprecedented at the time, and that was something I'm very proud of.
Booker T's most recent run on color commentary, he is really fondly remembered for a lot of Booker's catchphrases on commentary, and deservedly so, because it was really fun to listen to him. But do you feel like you kind of laid the groundwork for him with your own color commentary in WCW? I know you had the Suckers Gots to Know and Yak and Fruit Booty, which I know you had.
In a way, yeah. Yeah, in a way. A lot of people have asked me about a lot of that stuff through the years, and they ask me where it comes from, and man, I don't even know. It's just kind of like going back to when you're upbringing and bringing a little bit of the verbiage into the commentary. But yeah, that was just kind of like something, the kind of talk we did around the house, maybe.
Very cool.
During your time in WCW, there was a time where Harlem Heat split up, and you actually joined the NWO. And during that time, you used what is known to the wrestling world as the slapjack. Who came up with the slapjack and you using it in your matches? Take us through all the storyline through that.
That's a good question, man. I still got people to this day walking up to me and asking me, "Hey, man, do you still have a slapjack?" I didn't know. I didn't really know it went over that well, but I guess it did. But how did that come about? One time I was making a joke with some other wrestlers. I can't remember exactly who it was. But I was like, man, I just wish I had seen an old gangster movie. And the old gangster movie, they use a slapjack, to knock a guy out. I said, man, I would have a gimmick where I would take a slapjack out and just knock a guy out with it, And it was funny amongst whoever it was that I was talking to. And somebody heard that in the office. I don't know who. But they came to me one day and said, "Hey, man, we're going to have you use a slapjack." And I'm like, where did this come from? So they made me a slapjack. They had some made up for me to take this out there and knock the hell out of the guy. And that's how it all happened. It's from my recollection.
Very cool.
It wasn't my idea.
Very cool. One of the storylines that I always thought was like super clever, like a really clever way of, I guess basically changing the titles. When I assume that Booker was hurt at the time, when you took Power of Attorney off of his television title and used that as a way to start defending it. How did that come about? Was that your idea as well, or?
Yes, that was my idea. Yeah.
That's a very cool idea.
Most of the things a lot of things within that period right there was a lot of my ideas. I had a lot of ideas that went on cameras. A lot of them did. A lot of them were stolen. I learned not to bring ideas to certain people because they would steal them. But I've always been aware of certain things in the wrestling business that I thought would work, for certain characters, and I like to express them.
Very cool. And you mentioned that you were sort of at the height of tag team wrestling, and I don't know how much of the current product you follow, but there sort of seems to be a type of resurgence of tag team wrestling in WWE. There's always been a focus of it in Ring of Honor as well as TNA. How important to you is tag team wrestling in the wrestling world?
A lot of people don't know this, but me and my brother never set out to be a tag team when we got into the wrestling business. It just happened that way because Eddie Gilbert found out that I had a brother that was in the business also, and he came up with an idea to put us together as a tag team, and the rest is history. How our careers would have went if that hadn't never happened, I don't know. But when we set out to be a tag team, we wanted to be the best tag team we could possibly be. And at the time we went global, we got a big following from that. We called ourselves the Evan Experience then. And big following on the ESPN. That's how we got the tryout in WCW. Well, WCW had tag teams, but when we came on the scene and they started to give us a push, they started to give a resurgence to other tag teams at the time. They brought the Nasty Boys in. They brought the Steiners in. We kind of made them relevant again. And we didn't notice it at the time, but we was kind of like the pawn that they used to build other tag teams. And that's why I said earlier, I'm very proud of that. And me and my brother used to joke and do interviews like, hey, you know, WCW got to dig tag teams up from the grave to stop us. You know, like the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, you know, the Road Warriors. These guys were from the 80s, and we just gave them new life, you know. And it was like, I look back on it now, some 20 years later, and Harlem Heat kind of kept going, trying to research things that happened in the 80s and the 90s. Mm-hmm. Now, today, I think I love tag team wrestling. I was looking at a match the other night between the Rose Brothers and I can't remember who it was now, but it was a great match. Great match. And that kind of excitement, when you get guys, the more they work together, the better the matches look. That's what professional wrestling has been lacking for so long. Because there's nothing like having rival tag teams against each other. It's just another part of the show that's separate from all the other ballyhoo that's going on. And that's the way I look at it.
You mentioned like so many of the tag teams you guys worked with, so many great tag teams. Do you have a favorite tag team opponent or a team you guys felt you really meshed really well with and worked the best with?
We sort of meshed well with anybody that we had a good run with. You know what I'm saying? The Steiners were good. Nasty Boys were good. Harlem Mesh, we didn't work with them long enough, but we had a real good match with them the short time that we were together. Oh, man. You know, started many, you know, remember Fire and Ice and Patriot and Marcus Bagwell. Fire and Ice, we didn't have a good rapport with. But the Patriot and Marcus Bagwell, very, very good rapport with them. And a few more. A lot of it escapes my memory right now, but those were the times.
Being on the road so many days out of the year, going from city to city, you know, you meet a lot of people, you experience a lot of things. You know, some of the wrestlers call what they have road wives, where, you know, they ride in the car with a couple wrestlers, and, you know, that's just who y'all bond with. Besides your brother, who did y'all ride with? Who did y'all form sort of a bond with?
When we were a tag team, me, my brother, and Sherry went everywhere together. Us three. Then when maybe Sherry was coming with someone else or riding with someone else, Nick Patrick, the referee, he rode with us all the time. So it was me, my brother, and Nick Patrick pretty much for a few years now, us three. And that's about the only guy we would let ride with us, was Nick Patrick. Anybody else, we didn't want him around.
Very cool. You know, you've been in the business for so long. You retired from wrestling in the early 2000s, but Harlem Heat still lives on through the eyes of the fans. You know, that we've had several guests from the past saying, you know, wrestling fans are some of the most.
I didn't officially retire till like 06. I retired from WCW in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Right.
But we've had some past guests, you know, say that, you know, wrestling fans are some of the most loyal people you'll ever come across. You know, how does it feel to know that people still remember you so fondly to this day? You know, even to where when you were inducting Booker T into the WWE Hall of Fame, the crowd was still chanting Harlem Heat.
Yeah, it was the Stevie Ray chant that got me. You know?
Yes.
When I first walked out, man, because I didn't expect that at all. And it kind of almost made me forget what I was going to say. It was my little speech that I had. I didn't want to read it. I had it in my mind, you know, so I had rehearsed it, and I was like, wow, I'm blown off here a little bit, you know. But that was amazing, and I was very proud of my brother that night, and very proud to be a part of that ceremony. But you're so right about the fan stuff, man. I got 50,000 people coming up to me saying, "Hey, man, I missed you. We miss Harlem Heat, man. You were my favorite," and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was just like unreal.
Definitely, absolutely. Fans, never going to forget how awesome Harlem Heat was. You think you still got one more match in you? You think we could see one more Harlem Heat reunion, maybe at the upcoming Reality of Wrestling?
Well, you never know. I wouldn't have it this weekend. I haven't trained in like 6. I just started going back to the gym because my business kind of got a little hectic in the last 5-6 months or so. And I was like, man, I really let myself go. Now, when I was at the Hall of Fame thing, I was in great shape then. There's so many people walking up to me and go, "Man, you still look like you can go, man. You still so big and stuff." I'm like, yeah. But, I said, wow, how quickly we change nowadays. It would take them a few months for me to get out of it. But back then, I was training every, 4 days a week and still on my training regimen. And with a little cardio, I could have did a match. What month was that? May? April? Whatever that was. But give me a few months, I could do that.
We certainly hope to look forward to it. And, we'll definitely be looking forward to you at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling this Saturday, 16511 Diana Lane in Houston, Texas, out at the Clear Lake Sports and Recreation Center. It's going to be a great show. Don't want to miss it. Like we said, special guest Rob Van Dam is going to be there as well. Stevie, it's certainly been a pleasure. We do appreciate you coming on. Have a great night.
No problem, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good stuff. Certainly glad that we could have Stevie Ray on the show. Very cool stuff.
Because gots to know.
They do. But we do have some hot topics for you guys. New WWE 2K14 DLC is available right now.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's like Ryback.
What?
Or
no,
someone. I don't know.
It's all legends.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Ravishing Rick Rude, The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Bruno Sammartino, Jake the Snake Roberts. Virgil's also include the DLC pack. What else? They have 14 new character heads to the host.
Yeah, like long-haired Undertaker and
yeah. One thing I didn't understand is like, oh, you can get on there you can get the American Badass and you can get Ultimate Warrior. You can download him. I was like, what? I got Ultimate Warrior playing through the mode, unlocking him.
Oh, well, there
why
you go.
can you unlock? I don't know. That's weird, but whatever. But that's it.
Huh. Well, there you go. And for those who have not heard, Caitlyn has left the WWE. Sad times. I liked her. She was a pretty good.
Let's go find her in Houston.
Diva. Yeah. So at least we got to see her win her Divas Championship in Houston.
To hit her up and see if she wants to get.
Well, she's engaged, so. Oh yeah, that's true.
Interview.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Do WWE.
We'll have to see how that goes. So, yeah. There you go. So farewell, Caitlyn. You will be missed. For those who have not been following the AJ Styles TNA saga, it is continuing. There's talks that he's still coming back while AJ Styles is saying, don't believe everything
he
you read.
He has a lot of dates for ROH.
Yeah.
He's going to be.
He has a lot of dates in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be at one of the ROH shows in New Orleans that we're going to be at. Nolans.
Yes. So definitely going to be excited to see that. My take on it, look, if they're trying to swerve us with their he isn't still talking to us, I'm just going to say, look, until he shows up on your programming, I'll just go and watch Ring of Honor.
Well, he did last week.
Well, that was still, wasn't that from?
Yeah, well,
okay.
yeah, I'm just saying.
Sorry.
But,
yeah.
I mean, if you're, obviously none of this is happening in real time, but
yeah.
I'm saying as recent as their last episode, he was,
How did that same audience get there? That guy's holding the same sign in the exact same place for the past 3 weeks. That's amazing.
Damn.
Did you guys see the picture that TNA has recycled with their fan crane shot over the past 6 months?
What?
they've taken like one clip where the crane goes over the crowd.
Yeah.
Like the same group of people on like 6 different episodes of Impact over the course of like 6 months.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's just their entire fan base. I'm just kidding. I watched the show. I mean,
Hey, this is
but some
when
people
it was at the Impact Zone, they had people. They had people coming from the outside that wasn't in Universal, and they had people in Universal.
Well, no. What it was, it's not that the same people are there. It's they're using one clip 6 times.
Yeah.
Like same people, same spot, same clothing, same
like,
sign.
yeah,
I know.
I'm
like,
always
dude,
on
I need,
TV, man. I'm
I'd
always
call
on
them
TV.
and be like, dude, can I get some royalties for you like using my likeness like
I didn't
this?
sign
or-
shit. Give me some money.
But yeah, that's just crazy. Another crazy thing for those of you who have not heard. Yeah, thanks. TNA apparently, from what we've heard, and we can't fully confirm this, but TNA will not be able to return to the Impact Zone at Universal when they come back for the from the UK
That's so
tour.
funny. My sister was just there. I guess she wouldn't know where TNA was, and
Right.
I was like, "Hey, what's at that studio now?"
Yeah, because apparently they're going on a UK tour, and someone booked the studio they were using during this process.
I guess first come, first serve.
I'm guessing
you
so.
left, so we ran out to someone else.
Yeah. And you didn't say, well, hey, you guys didn't say you are coming back or anything, so had to use it.
Let's go to
somehow.
Nashville. Go back to the asylum.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that, especially with Jeff Jarrett gone now. You'll be like, this is
Is
my
it
first show?
official?
Yes, Jeff Jarrett is gone.
Hulk Hogan gone.
Brother. Yes. There was actually...
not only gone, but he's supposed to be opening a new promotion with Toby Keith, I guess.
Jeff Jarrett, that is.
So
Not
supposedly,
Hulk
like with
Hey,
the
Toby Keith was in TNA.
well, yeah, but supposedly, like he was post the Billy Corgan rumors. He was the other celebrity that was rumored to have been wanting to buy TNA. So
Mhm.
supposedly, the rumor is him and Jeff Jarrett, and supposedly Jim Ross may be having something to do with it as well.
Jim Ross.
There you go. Good old JR. And as far as Hulk Hogan goes, there was talks of him
Allegedly.
being... Yeah, allegedly there was talks of...
I mean, Jim Ross allegedly.
Okay.
Also allegedly Hulk Hogan.
Yes, allegedly Hulk Hogan was backstage at the WWE Network announcements. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. Maybe we'll see him at Mania, allegedly. So there you go. There's your hot topics. Now it's time to move into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, hey guys, first of all, Happy New Year.
Hey, thank
Happy
you.
New Year to you
Hey,
as well.
Happy New Year.
I hope you had an enjoyable Christmas and New Year's. Now, my question is this. As I've gathered, you're all meat eaters. So if you could only have one meat for the rest of your life,
Innuendo.
what would it be and why? P.S. Thomas, drop it low, son. Getting to the heart of real day problems with my questions.
What does he mean by that exactly?
What-
What does he mean by getting to the heart of real day problems? Is he going to be like cast on a
this
desert
a-
island with only one form of meat or something? And
Is
he
this a
needs our
problem
input?
now, or are we problems? Do we have problems?
No. What?
He's getting the, like, is this a problem? Does he need to know this thing about us?
Talk about
Or
the meat epidemic.
is
Man, I
he
don't mind
planning on
talking to him.
kidnapping us?
No, I don't. I mean, what is his benefit from knowing? I don't have any problem talking about it, but he said real day problems. So I want to know what the problem is.
Yeah.
You need to write back next week. and
Day-to-day
let us-
problems. at
You need to
that.
let us know what the real problem is next
Is he
week.
writing an article on us?
I don't know.
Secretly.
Yes.
Maybe we have a Wikipedia page now.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
I want a Wikipedia.
Why do we not have a wiki page?
Because we're not important enough to have one.
Damn.
You can just make one. It's that simple.
Yeah, I know. There are lots of things that aren't important enough to have them.
Oh,
have
okay.
them.
Well, one thing that is
And
important.
we are less important than that.
We'll get to the question in a minute, but I wanted to talk on this. We are getting something that's pretty cool. I talked to our buddy John from Nightmare Pro Wrestling. Go and support him. Yes, I'm doing a shameless plug during the Q&A section.
.com.
Yes. I talked to him about getting us another illustration, another commission. And it's going to be the three of us. I was going to surprise you guys. So surprise. It's going to be, one of the big poster sizes, like the CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and the Daniel Bryan and all that. It's going to be that big. It's going to have the three of us, and it's going to be awesome. And once we get it, if things go according to plan, then our listeners will be able to go to nightmareprowrestling.com and purchase their own if they would like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I talked to John about that. And,
That's cool, man.
And so it's going to be really neat if it turns out the way I hope that it does. And I know John can do some really good work. So
Great work.
go over there and show your
Shit,
support.
that one, the commission he did for whoever the guy Ben knows is really good.
That's what sold me on it. I was like, we need to have a full color, because the one we have is awesome, but it's just black and white.
Mhm.
The one that I got. Of
Well,
the
you got a
three of us.
sketch. I mean,
Yeah.
Full on commission, different.
Yes. So that's going to be really cool. So, but back to Thomas's question.
Sorry.
Let's talk about meat, guys.
Okay.
What kind of meat do you?
I don't know, man.
What meat do you love in your mouth, Tyler?
What I find more compelling to me is like why or what real day problem he has where he has to only pick one meat.
When it comes to meat,
Oh
what kind of meat
Don't
do
just
you?
fucking dismiss my fucking thing. You
I
turned
was-
around and looked at me. I said it. You turned around and cut
I
your
was
ass the other way.
going with something. I was gonna. Oh, okay. I was gonna do
Okay,
something
go,
sexual.
No, just
with
go.
Tyler.
Just go. Go.
I was gonna say, what kind of meat do you prefer to go into your mouth, and what kind of meat do you prefer to come out of your ass?
Some pork.
Oh, man.
I got big justice.
You want tube steak
So
or trouser drop?
I don't know. Like,
Like, do you prefer like sirloin? Do you prefer
if I'm getting a steak, I always go
ground
sirloin.
beef? Do you prefer?
If I'm getting a hamburger,
I don't know.
Well, if you could only have one, if you could have one.
well,
type
it's like
of
different.
beef
Like if I
or meat.
am
Would
I
chicken count as meat?
I don't know if I
Yes.
would like sirloin or Angus.
I like sirloin and steak, but
Ooh. Or
um,
ribs? You could go ribs.
Ribs.
I like ribs just fine, but I'm not gonna pick the ribs.
You pick chicken.
Like if I'm getting a sandwich, like I'm a turkey guy.
Can we vary it up? Can we just say I want ground beef so I can make tacos, or I can make spaghetti and meatballs, or I can make
We want
hamburgers,
roast
or I
beef.
can make
Roast
you know,
beef.
tacos? I like my tacos. I said tacos
burger?
first, but
If I don't know, it depends on what I'm
Yeah,
getting.
what you're getting.
If I'm if I'm getting a sandwich, I'm like I'm a turkey guy.
Desert Island, you get one type of meat.
I guess beef. I don't know. No, I'm gonna say chicken.
You know,
I like beef and chicken both really.
Oh, fudge sickles.
I'll say ground beef because it's good.
Well, ground beef is no chicken's as versatile as like ground beef.
You know,
Fuck.
I'll go ground beef.
Like if I'm gonna get like a chicken.
How
where
can I make my friend famous queso without ground beef?
True that. Man, there's so many things. What about
like if it's
Black Angus.
like if there's like a.
Mhm.
I don't think he means that
Anus.
specific. I just think he means like pick an animal, Tyler. You get what animal are you gonna eat?
Shark.
Shut the fuck
If
up.
I'm on an island, I'm searching for some
Have you had shark before?
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fried alligator's good though.
Never had it.
Really? It's
Never had it.
it's
yeah,
a,
fried alligator's
it's
good.
a little chewy, but it's sort of like a spiced. It's not spicy. It's spiced chicken.
I like chicken.
Yeah.
I like beef.
Yeah. Like if someone handed it to you and were like, "Hey, try this," and you're like, "Okay," and you just chewed it, it'd be a little chewy, but it would taste like spiced chicken.
I'm pig chicken also.
So you're going from shark to chicken? You're jumping the shark
Never
to
shark
cross
to
the road with
chicken.
the chicken?
You never make them touch. I'll touch.
Day-to-day problems. This
I'll
is a
touch-
problem. We don't know.
I'll touch your shark with my chicken.
Well, the thing about it is like, say if I go to like a restaurant that has like a steak or chicken option to like your burrito or to your taco or something,
Yeah.
I almost always go chicken or even fajitas. If I don't go mixed, I almost always go chicken fajitas. But I like steak too, so I don't know.
It's a dilemma.
These are real problems, man.
This is why he's asking. He wants
know.
he wants
He
to know
asked
how
the-
we'd react. He wants to know if we're gonna crack under pressure. We're not gonna crack.
Get our shit together, guys.
Believe in the podcast.
Or the one.
Tyler took chicken. All right, fuck it. I'm going beef.
There you go.
Chicken.
Yeah, that's right.
Preferably sirloin.
What'd you say?
I said ground beef.
Okay.
So there you go. Thanks for the question, Thomas.
Sky
Don't know why, but I hope we get an explanation on that one.
Hey, please let us know
let us
what
know.
real world problem this corresponds with. Hey, we have no problem. We'll answer whatever questions. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious because
We're curious to why.
No, if he would have just been like, "Hey, what's your preference of meat?" I would have been just said it, and I wouldn't even thought about it. But it's the fact that he said he's getting to the heart of real world problems. It's like, now I have to know
That's
what the
the
real
question.
I need to know what real problem this corresponds to.
Guys, you don't understand. I have to know.
Just like pick a meat, I would just pick the meat. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, pick a meat. Thank you for the question. Next question coming to us from Jonathan Red Robin. Saying, hey guys, I meant to ask this a couple months ago, but work and life caused me to forget. Anyways, Doug and Tyler, and Noah, if he sees this, did you mark out like I did when you saw the mid-credit scene for Thor the Dark World?
Infinite.
Well, he means a collector, but I inadvertently spoiled myself, so I knew what it was. But it was still cool.
It was really neat. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that. I enjoyed it.
Glad I get to ask questions.
I will get Noah to look at that, and he will answer on the page.
There you go. So thank you very much, Jonathan.
It was cool. I just knew it was coming. I spoiled myself.
Boo. Final
accident.
Final question coming to us from YouTube. I really, this one made me smile. It's from Sublethal4 saying, if it's not too much of a hassle, can you guys do a 1.5 hour or 2 hour podcast? I really love these. First off, thank you very much for listening. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate the love. We are totally cool with that. Second off, here's the thing: we don't have like a format. We don't have like a time, like a X amount of time that we're trying to fill. We just kind of hit play and we talk until we're done.
Yeah.
And sometimes that results in like hour episodes. Sometimes that results in hour and a half episodes.
And if we have an interview or if we have a special segment, or
we've certainly gone 2 hours many times as well.
Yeah.
Basically, we take advantage of the medium. Being the podcast is we don't answer any, we don't have like any expectations of us. We just do our show. So if we just talk for as long as we have something to talk about. So we're not stretching to try to make it longer, and we're not being fast to try to make it shorter.
Yep.
We just talk for however long we talk for.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff. We certainly appreciate you listening, of course. We'd like to send out a special welcome to all of our new listeners.
Oh yeah, a lot.
We had quite a jump in this past week's episode.
From 6,000 to
from our 3rd year anniversary special. We had just crossed the plane of 4,000 likes on our Facebook page. We are now at over 9,000. Yes, insert your Dragon Ball Z reference.
Yeah.
It's over 9,000. Over 9,000 likes. So we've got a huge jump. And if we
are powerful as Reddits.
Yes. No, that was 1,006.
Oh, sorry.
But to anyone who might be listening to us for the first time or second time or something like that, we certainly do welcome everyone. We hope that we're a show that you can enjoy.
Yeah, and like we said to when we recognized the other jumps and stuff like that, tell us what you think of us. Just
leave us some feedback.
Review.
Because we've noticed some new commenters.
Yes.
On some of the posts that we've been leaving, and we couldn't be more thrilled about that.
Yeah. How'd you find us?
Yes. Mostly through Wrestling News Source, but still very cool stuff. So we certainly appreciate all the new listeners, and if you have the apps, if you have the availability, subscribe to us on our iTunes, Stitcher, Player.fm, YouTube.
Also, walk it out.
Walk it out. Yeah, there you go.
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah. So we certainly do welcome everyone.
I do really want to quickly, I want to plug, since we plugged our buddy John, I do want to plug our buddy Eric from Asteroid Belt Company.
Definitely.
He does like belts, hobby belts,
custom championship belts.
If you
custom hobby belts, asteroidbeltcompany.com and at asteroidbc on Twitter.
Yeah, go through our pictures. You'll see pictures of us with the belts he made.
Yeah,
and also check out his site and see the belts that he makes. He makes good stuff. It's fun. He also made a belt for John, so you see that too. So he does great stuff.
John again is God, I almost put it there. John again is nightmarepurwrestling.com.
There you go.
I know he has a personal Twitter. I don't think he has a Nightmare Twitter.
But definitely, if you want a belt, it's a
or
good
if you got a friend who's a wrestling fan, or a hot dog eating contest,
say you could be like a gaming tournament,
yes,
or some baseball, softball, whatever.
Trophies are so outdated.
Yeah, belts is where it's at. So check
Good
out his stuff, and
So there you go.
I think
Thank
John
you.
is at John David Gear on Twitter.
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my
I don't
head.
know.
But
Go to his website.
yeah, go to his Facebook page, Nightmare Pro Wrestling, and all that. So, but thank you for the questions. Make sure to submit your questions on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video, and subscribe to us on there. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. We would appreciate a review by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
WNS Podcast on Twitter, and for the main site, WNS Source.
These two
WNS
assholes.
Source.
WN Source, I can't say it, sorry.
These two assholes have personal Twitter accounts. You should go and follow them.
Yeah. Follow me, I'm an asshole.
Yeah. WNS_Daniel for Daniel. And Tyler_Aber for Tyler.
Yeah.
And we're also on Stitcher. So
Search for us on there, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
FM player.
Player.fm.
Player.fm. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm trying to get used to it.
It's
We
a
just found it.
Yeah, it's brand new to us, so bear with us in case we forget. It's where you've got iTunes for Apple, you've got Player.fm and Stitcher for Android. You can also download Stitcher on your Apple smartphones. So
tell a friend.
Tell a friend if you got some wrestling buddies. Pass us their way. We would certainly appreciate it. I want to send a special thank you to Stevie Ray for coming on the show. Big thanks to Booker T's Reality of Wrestling for hooking us up on that one.
Check their stuff out.
Yeah, definitely go and check them out. If you happen to be in the Houston area, go to Reality of Wrestling. Say hi to Rob Van Dam. Tell him we sent you. It's good stuff. So for the podcast crew, I am Dane O'Haron.
I am Tyler Aber.
Doug.
And we will catch you all next week.